The quiet flame. In a small town tucked between mountains and memories, there lived a girl named Elara. She wasn't the loudest, the brightest, or the most talented, not by anyone's standards, not even her own. She loved to draw, but only in the corners of her notebooks. She had dreams, but they were folded up like paper cranes and kept on shelves no one ever looked at. Her classmates saw her as quiet, maybe even a little strange. Teachers praised the louder students, the faster ones, the ones who fit in easily. Elara blended into the background so well, sometimes she wondered if she existed only when others looked directly at her. But deep inside, something burned. Not a roaring fire, but a small, steady flame. One day, her art teacher, Mrs. Alcott, noticed a sketch Elara had left behind on a scrap of paper. It was a delicate drawing of a girl standing on the edge of a cliff, reaching toward the stars. It wasn't perfect. The lines were shaky, and the proportions were a little off, but the emotion? It was real. It moved something in her. The next day, Mrs. Alcott gently placed the sketch on Elara's desk with a note that read, "Don't hide your light. The world needs it." Elara stared at that note for hours. It was the first time anyone had suggested she had light to hide. That night, she went home and, for the first time, dared to sketch something big, a full-page illustration of her dreams, becoming an artist, traveling the world, telling stories with color and motion. Her hands trembled. Doubt whispered its old lines, "You're not good enough. Others are better. Who do you think you are?" But she kept drawing. And when the sun rose, her page was full. She started sharing tiny pieces of her art online, one a week, then two. No names, no photos, just her drawings and little messages like, "Be brave in the small things," or "You're not invisible." Slowly, messages started to come in. One from a girl in Argentina who said, "Your drawing made me cry. I felt seen." Another from a boy in Canada, "I picked up my sketchpad again because of you." Each comment fed the flame. Over the next year, Elara learned to silence the voice of doubt, not by arguing with it, but by choosing to act in spite of it. She didn't suddenly become fearless, but she became braver. She enrolled in a design course, submitted her work to contests, and even got rejected, many times. But every no only pushed her further, because now she believed in something more powerful than fear, herself. By 23, Elara had her first gallery showing. At the opening, she stood in the back, unsure whether to be proud or terrified. A woman walked up to her, eyes misty, holding one of Elara's prints. "This one saved me," she whispered. "I was in a dark place. Your art reminded me there's still light." Elara smiled, tears in her own eyes. It had taken years to get here. Years of self-doubt, quiet battles, invisible victories. But the journey had always been lit by that small, unwavering flame. And now? It was a fire.